I first became involved with recovery housing when I worked with a women's program in Central Ohio, and we knew from the very beginning that women with addiction were only going to get well if they didn't need to stay in the environment that was triggering their continued use.
We are supportive housing, and we serve families who are in recovery from any substance abuse. So heroin, opiate, alcohol, and we're here for the whole family. So there are individual plans for parents who are in recovery, as well as family plans and plans for the children. So our mission is about recovery for the whole family and allowing families to heal and have the resources to become successful on their own.
There's a growing body of research around recovery housing, and it recommends that people do better when they stay longer term in recovery residences, that there be a strong element of peer support, because that's really what makes a difference within a residence. And also that it be connected to the community in meaningful ways. So being good neighbors, being part of a larger community beyond the residents themselves.
There are now standards for recovery housing. There's the national organization, the National Organization of Recovery Residences, and recently we've set up an Ohio affiliation, Ohio Recovery Housing, to set up standards so that we know that there's quality recovery residences throughout the state of Ohio. A safe place where it's not about rent or making money, it's about recovery. And that's the mission. And so we come together as peers, we support each other, and then we help other agencies who are trying to open up recovery residences with the process, mentoring them, and then helping them meet our standards.
The great thing about it is that you're surrounded by people who are doing the same thing that you're doing, right? When you have a rough day or when something's going on, you know that you can go and talk to someone that lives next door who's going through the same experience or has been through the same experience. You can kind of walk each other through it so that you're not talking to people from your old life and kind of getting dragged back into it when things aren't going the way you want them to.
A person looking for recovery housing should expect to find a property that's well maintained, some privacy within that property, but still a sense of community. They should also expect that their recovery will be talked about and planned for in a very intentional way, but also in a very personal way. But they should also expect that if they do use again, if they relapse, that they'll be connected to services and supports that will help them.
There was some significant concern and worry in the community from the standpoint that, again, lack of knowledge and understanding as to what it would promote.
I will say that when we first moved in, I was concerned to find out there were 5 gentlemen living next door that were in recovery housing. We didn't have an alarm system, we didn't have a big dog, and I just didn't know. But after getting to know the guys and getting to know them pretty well after 1.5 years, I would say that if you are living next to recovery housing, you've lucked out. They're the best.
People would probably say to you, it's not negative, it's a positive thing. And that, that if they think about it, they all have family members that really need something like this.
They just made us feel right at home in the neighborhood more than any other neighbors.
8 years ago, we did not have any sober housing. People graduated from our program and went back to the community. And, our success rates were just as good as any other treatment program. But when we added the recovery residences, it shot up from like 37% to 80%. And, we're sort of looking around at each other saying, why haven't we been doing this?
I don't have to hide that I'm in recovery today. I don't have to hide the situations that I've been in.
Recovery housing studies show that people who've lived in recovery housing have better outcomes related to their abstinence from alcohol and drug use, their education and employment opportunities in the community, and also their connection to family and to an overall sense of health and wellness.
When you're working on things that are like really deep and personal with you, you need to be able to come rest your head and know that your neighbor's not getting high next to you. I'm thankful that recovery housing exists because I don't know where my life would be without it.